Alright, what's up everybody? It's your boy Sando back again here with another New World video. I was checking out some things here. I'm going to quickly go over my armor here. Everybody can take a look at all the specs of the armor that we have here. Basically running 5 Shirking Fort, 1 Sturdy Energy, 1 Freedom, 3 weapon perks. I have been experimenting with running less Freedom in order to build in some things that are more useful. It has been helping out a lot here, mainly because the knockdowns are the most oppressive thing. Scream Root is a little bit oppressive as well. I am also using my legendary shield with accelerating resolve here. I should swap that with the fortifying shield rush, but I can't at the moment. We are using a slash protection amulet with health fortified and slash protection. That fortified is very good. Then the ring here I always use infected, invigorating punishment, and slash damage. And then of course the healthy toast, refreshing toast, regenerating, which those are kind of the staples on the earring. That's definitely a must-have. We are still using Sword of the Champion. Nothing I have found through my testing has been able to be more versatile and have as much damage output. Still using the same great sword, plague scripts, pistol attunement, intrinsic strikes. We are more so using detonate now, as far as the way the clump fights have been going and the OPR match has been going. You definitely need that burst damage on top. And your combos, you can definitely set up some really nice combos with detonate. Going into the stat splits here, we are running 200 constitution, 200 dexterity, 116 strength. Mainly we want to get that 200 dexterity perk here to go and complement our Sword of the Champion here with the backstab damage and you penetrating backstab. That also does work here. I do want to try out a great tool with rogue on it as well, instead of intrinsic strikes, to see how that would work out, to go and complement those two. Here's the great sword tree. I do use Roaring Rupture sometime here, but Steadfast Strike here, the additional benefit of the stamina and the perk that allows to remove debuffs is too good to pass up. And then for the Sword and Shield tree here, pretty generic. The only thing is that we're not running the Cowardly Punishment upgrade here for the Sword and Shield tree, mainly because it's a very low budget, slow. If people have freedom, it truly negates it, and we're not using the Empower Leaping Strike perk here, so having the speed on crit is a lot more effective here in order to make sure to pick up everything on the right side defender tree that we need. Using Defender's Resolve with Fortified, of course, helps improve that duration, and we use a Fortified Shield Rush and Leaping Strike as well. This setup has kind of gone through a lot of iterations, and it's been fun getting everything set up with it. One thing I can say a lot of people will notice from the beginning is that I'm using the Runeglass gems that increase the void damage, and my weapons have the void abyssal gem in there to convert the damage instead of an opal. The reason why I do that is because it has been, for me, better damage and put down potential in order to counter people and their slash protection amulets and whatever they run in slash protection. Slash is the most common damage source in this game, so if we use a elemental gem, we do lose out on damage, but if we can uplift that damage, also too, if we can match it to our attunement, we're going to uplift our attunement damage, which is every time we hit. So that means anytime we do any kind of damage, we're going to have a uplift on the slash side and uplift on the elemental damage side. This is what I've been seeing a lot of people do to kind of cut through the amount of slash protection people have. And also too, a lot of people build a lot of armor sets that are physically weighted. Also too, this cuts right through elemental aversion. So also too, you end up countering what a lot of people do is they stack onyxes with elemental aversion. This helps counter that. Also too, with the dot being void, using them in both weapons kind of a little bit of a contradiction, because they do set off the cooldown timer for both weapons, if a lot of people didn't know that. But what we're doing is we are in melee and a lot of our attacks are not going to hit every second, so the downside does not outweigh the benefit in that situation. Moving forward to a couple other things here, I wanted to go over the use of Shirking Fortification even on heavy armor. We do have a lot of ways to regen our stamina here, including the great sword and the sword and shield, while using the dot gem with invigorating bulwark that will give you back stamina as well for each hit, because the dot counts as a hit as well. So there's a lot of, say, mechanics in the game now that allow you to regen your stamina. which is really good if you know how to take advantage of it and know how to use it. Going back to the use of the Void, we're matching our attunement on the Great Sword. I would like to get a S&S sword with a Void attunement on it in order to kind of complete the set, but Champion Sword, as I stated here, is too good to pass up right now, as far as the amount of situations that it covers. What else was I going to say in this one here? I know there's a lot of people that commented about the fortified on the amulet and why I kind of rave about that so much, and I'll have a clip up here. Basically what it does is it increases Defender's Resolve to 11 seconds actually, and increases Shirking Fortification to 6 seconds. Dodging every 6 seconds in heavy armor and missing an attack is very, very viable. It's very, very reasonable to have that be a use of stamina. Also, to any kind of fortify you get, it increases. So anything from the Great Sword, it will increase the fortify, and it just gives you a little bit more uptime on the fortify, which is really, really good. Other things that have been a challenge in this patch here, the desync has been crazy. Sometimes you hit directly through people and even it's just not registering, or the melee track is just going all over the place except where you want it. We'll say using Leaping Strike as the exit here is a lot more dangerous. You will get, if there was a stun coming and you leap out of it, your character is basically still in that spot, so it's a confirmed hit, and then you'll get teleported back with a stun on you there. So there are some things here that you have to play around and know that will happen. As far as the Great Sword bar here, Skyward Slash used a lot here, mainly because it has its own built-in plague. We have plague strikes as well. We have plague on the ring. We can keep a high uptime plague to help people not be able to heal up. This has been very effective in 3v3s and arenas, not against healers yet. Healers have way too many bonuses, such as Bless, Sacred, the perks in the lifestyle tree, in order to kind of negate that. The thing that does help is that's why you have Detonate on. You can time a burst to where you're staggering them and hitting the Detonate at the same time. Mainly what I like to do is like to charge it with Detonate, find the target and hit a Leaping Strike, the instant stagger on hit, time that with Detonate going off, and it's 2 hits in one and they cannot dodge. That's what I do. I have been using Relentless Rush a lot. I don't have the perk for Relentless Freedom yet with Shirking Fort, which is that's something I definitely want to look into and get. But that has been helping out a lot going into a Skyward Slash, then doing the Relentless Rush in order to get that root from being an onslaught stance and then going into the rest of the combo there. You can kind of make somebody burn stand by hitting them with so many abilities at once, or making them have so many things to dodge. And that's pretty much where everything sits right now as far as the build. I know it's a little unorthodox here seeing the use of the Void damage gems in the armor, but it's definitely been working out a lot for me. And for those who don't know, the Punishing Green Glass in the armor, they have a hidden 1 second cooldown on them. So if you do the first hit, the next hit won't have that empower, that uplifting damage. Also too, the plus side for the Punishing Green Glass is that they don't count as empower as far as we know, but the elemental ones do count as empower. So the reason why I'm not using too many left side tree perks here on the sword, because sword can really throttle its damage up really high to get really close to the empower cap. Great sword can hit that, just not as consistently. So even on the defender side, we still have a high uptime on empower, or high amount of empower that we have here, counting our ring and our armor gems. So that kind of helps out nice here. The testing I did here, the damage difference was significant, but it was mainly from leadership and the other passes on the left hand side of the sword tree. It was uplifting damage a lot. We're still in the close proximity to that damage, at around 400 to 500 damage per target. And also to be having access to Defender's Resolve and having that old Fortify in there, and also to the speed from the perk and the increased healing from the perk means that since the latest patch here in armor coming up, you don't have to rely on divine as much. Divine would be nice, but I get so much more value out of the slash protection with this latest patch, bringing up the armor values on light, on medium, and heavy. Yeah, so that's pretty much the build setup right now. I will go ahead and keep you guys posted on any other changes that I have here, but definitely want to say try out those elemental armor gems and match it to your attunement and see how it works out for you. Now that I say it, you're probably going to notice you're getting hit with a lot of more damage from other people that do have the same sort of split there. You'll get hit one thing and see like a bunch of numbers pop up. That's the reason why a lot of bows are using it to bypass the damage fall off from bow, which does get countered by elemental aversion, but it's kind of a 50-50. They're kind of covering all bases, in which that's what we're kind of doing here in the situation here with everybody running high slash protection, and we do have 2 slash weapons. And with the increase in armor and buff circuit fortification, we have been seeing a lot of bruisers, and they love to run slash protection. So, and that's who we're mainly fighting in those melee fights. All right, you guys take it easy. Have a good one.
2, 1, the die is cast! Ready for more? Don't rest on your laurels, Blues. Prepare yourselves for death and glory! Three, two, one. Make this a clash to remember! Blue player so close to victory! It's almost time! The Blues came, they saw, and they conquered!